See?
Hey, welcome to NBA Today on YouTube. It's where you come into our conversations that are already beginning. It's where you have the extra bits. It's where you have the stuff that we didn't make it to on television. Richard Riz Jefferson is here.
Yes. Yeah, we were asking about our coats, and we were just talking.
Austin looks great.
He looks
the
like
dots look incredible.
Yes.
Richard needs.
He was asking me where I got it, and I said it's Saint Laurent.
It's not happy hour. It's also not
Saint Laurent.
Laurent.
Brian Windhorst is here, and I'm going to talk to him because I can't deal with these two right now. We are going to talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Let's go.
A little bit of love. 14-1 over their last 15 games. And by the way, that ties their franchise record in a 15-game span. And it is the best with someone not named LeBron James on the team. Cleveland has now catapulted themselves up to second in the Eastern Conference. Wow. How are they doing this?
Okay, it's a very basic strategy. One point guard, one center, three shooters. I know that sounds basic, but the Cavs for the last few years have been trying to jam two centers, basically, and 2 point guards and trying to make it work, and they've had some success with it. Yeah. But the injuries to Darius Garland and Evan Mobley showed them how important it is to get three shooters out on the court. And so for the time being, even though they're now fully healthy, J.B. Bickerstaff is staggering the lineups, and so he's basically playing a section of the game with Evan Mobley and Darius Garland together, and a section of the game with Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen together. That is with the crew that got them going, and they are shooting lights out from the perimeter, and they have a team that is now dynamic offensively and dynamic defensively. In this 15-game stretch, Malika, they've outscored their opposition by almost 250 points. It's been a terrific run for them, and I think they are really showing that they have a chance to make a run in the Eastern Conference this year.
Now, yeah, especially with the injury to Joel Embiid, right? Especially with, I would say, the uncertainty of how things, I apologize for this, for how things are going in Milwaukee, right?
Every day.
I'll never get tired of it.
I'll never escape the shadow.
You'll never escape it. You'll never escape it. I don't even think it's a shadow now. You're your own man, right?
Thank you, Richard.
You're welcome for that.
You need Richard to tell you that.
Yes, now that I have that validation, I feel so much better. You're right, I feel worse.
I'm still going to throw shots at you. Anyways, my point is this. With those two teams, would I feel like some uncertainty there and figuring things out? Look, they are definitely the Clippers of the East. They are a team that has played outstanding in the last 2 months. Eyes are opening. How good is Donovan Mitchell? Can he raise his level? If they continue playing at this rate, it's going to be some issues in that Eastern Conference. But I love what they did and how they addressed the things. They needed shooting. They needed some, George Niang. They needed some girth. They needed some girth down there because they got beat up by the Knicks. I can say that word. I'm saying they needed that. They were playing against bigger, stronger guys. And you talk about Jared Allen, you talk about Evan Mobley. Both of them are more on the slender side. You take one of them off, you add shooting. Now that size won't affect you as much because you need shooting or you need defense along with that shooting. So I say this. One, extend Coach J.B. Bickerstaff. I don't even know if he's an extension. Give that man a raise. Do something for the guy. But their team is outstanding. I love the way they played. They had a ton of injuries that first third of the season, and I think there was a lot of criticism about what they can do. They figured it out. They got healthy. He figured out the lineup, and now they're rolling.
Yeah, the East is wide open with the exception of Boston being a favorite. Yes. After that, with Joel going down, it's wide open. And the Cavs' question has always been, why hasn't this worked better prior to them getting it going? Because if you look at a talent standpoint, it's there. You have Karis LeVert. You have Darius Garland. You have Donovan Mitchell. You have elite scoring guards who can play make. You have size down low, guys who can protect the rim.
But not girth. They just have tall, skinny guys.
I don't know about anything about that. But what I can tell you is that even Mobley was a guy who was a Rookie of the Year candidate before he got hurt. I mean, this guy, when I saw people kind of compared him, and I know this is going to sound a little nutty, but people said Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett type, this is a people, Anthony Davis.
Yes,
right. People compared this guy to. The talent is there, and you're seeing it start to form together. It'll be interesting to see how it goes further now that guys are back healthy, because these are big pieces coming back. I mean, Garland's a guy who likes the ball.
Garland's an all-star.
Yeah, so you got to stagnate those minutes. What he's doing, man.
So I don't want to over-exaggerate the importance of this moment in time for the Cleveland Cavaliers, but I'm looking at Donovan Mitchell. They're playing incredible basketball, and I'm looking at the choices that Donovan Mitchell may have if they don't. I mean, is that an unfair question to ask?
With the Cavs, they have what's going on right here on the ground. They're dealing with the injuries and overcoming, and then they have July, which is when Donovan has an option to extend his contract. If he extends it, they're going to be great. Put together a run here of multiple years. If he doesn't extend and he's going into the last year of his deal, that's a problem for the Cavs. But that's a problem that is existing in theory and in the future.
Right.
Right now, Donovan is playing All-NBA basketball. And when you have a player like that can win you a 50-50 game, and you have a good defense and a good offense, you have limitless possibilities.
Yes, you do. But I think one thing that we have learned, when star players like that trade, when star players move, the amount of assets. If you try to move Donovan Mitchell, let's just say hypothetically, he decides that he doesn't want to extend, he's in the final year. The amount of players and assets that you have to trade to get these players, look at what happened with Phoenix. Now, I know KD is on a much longer deal. I understand that there's a difference. But when you look at it, you can go someplace else. But understand the talent that you're looking at right now, I'm like, ooh, I can play there. Ooh, well, some of that talent ain't going to be there.
Yeah, it's not
some
gonna be
of
there.
some of them assets ain't going to be there. Because you can say one thing about Donovan Mitchell, even if he is in the final deal, you're going to get a bunch of picks. You're going to get some players because the amount of people that would want them, and I know he can kind of pick a little bit of where he wants to go because they want to re-sign him, but that's a lot of assets that's coming back. So
however,
give it to me.
Unless they're draft pick central trades, the Knicks have 8 tradable firsts. The Nets have 7.
Yeah, that's what I agree.
That's enough to keep the Cavs just one eye open at night.
And I understand. I would not rule out if they make a run to the conference finals this year, and it looks like they're building. One thing I would say though, for both of those franchises, if you talk about Knicks and Nets,
Knicks and the Cavs.
Yeah, for both of I'm saying Knicks and Nets. We're talking about both franchises. They do have some young pieces, and they do have a bunch of tradable assets. But even if you were to go to the Nets today with the team that they have right now, they wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
Knicks, that's a different story because those boys are very, very.
That's the team we keep hearing, though, right?
Yeah.
Well, Donovan is from New York.
Yeah.
And when he got traded from Utah, he kind of wanted to go to New York.
Yeah.
He didn't pick Cleveland,
Yeah.
but he's given his all since he's been there.
And
he has 1 year left on his contract.
And look, Darius Garland, while I would not put him in the same class as a Brunson, I would not put him there.
Right.
But I would say this. But Darius Garland, look, he is a very, very good young player. He's going to be your point guard for the next decade. When you put Donovan and Brunson on the same, like there's a little bit of similarity in the way they play and how. I'm not saying it couldn't work. What I am saying there is like, I don't think that this is just, he wants to go to New York and everything's going to be awesome. Him and Brunson are going to be this dynamic duo.
Correct, yeah.
There's some things that you're going to have to look at.
You see it already a little bit with Garland, who's the guy who has the ball in his hands. They've had issues coexisting, you know what I mean? So there's no reason not to think with Brunson.
And Brunson's another level. Currently. So you're saying that, wait a second, this dude who is playing all NBA, they both playing all NBA, we're going to put 2 small guards in all NBA situation. Like, I'm not saying it would, I'm just saying that there's a lot more for Donovan to think about. If I'm looking at who I want to pair up with, is it Evan Mobley? Is it Jared Allen? Is it Darius Garland? Or do I want to go pair up with a Brunson and an OG Anunoby? And a Julius Randle? Those are different systems. You just got to figure it out.
Well, and the situation is, though, if it comes to this, and right now we're in February. I was like, what month? We're in February. We're not in July. It was a very long January. We felt all 31 of those days. And it's going to be a long February, too. But we're in February, not July. If Donovan Mitchell does not decide to extend, it's hard for me to see the Cavaliers wanting to just let him take the risk of walking without getting anything back.
Agreed.
And that's kind of going to be the situation that the Cavaliers are in. But for right now, I mean, second in the East, we'll see if they can hang on to it. But it does feel like there is a Joel Embiid-sized hole at the top of the Eastern Conference that some team, potentially it's the Cavaliers, could it be the Knicks, is kind of just waiting, lurking to see if they can fill and catapult up the standings and stay there come the postseason. All right, that's going to do it for us here on NBA Today on YouTube. I apologize for Richard Jefferson's elementary school humor, and I'm even more sorry that I find it funny. We'll see you on NBA Today at 3 o'clock on
You're
weekdays
welcome,
on
America.
ESPN.
You're welcome. Laurent.
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 No.